The Women's Premier League is all set to begin today. This will be the first WPL season after India's historic World Cup win. Will Mumbai continue their dominance, or are we set to witness a new champion? To break it all down, we are joined by former India cricketer and commentator Anjum Chopra. Anjum, welcome to WION.
Thank you so much.
So fans turned out in huge numbers during the World Cup, with this being the first WPL after that historic triumph. Do you think the WPL will see the same level of enthusiasm and crowd support?
I hope so. I mean, that's exactly what we were thinking about when the World Cup was happening. Seeing large turnouts during the league phase of the tournament. I think, barring the game, first initial couple of games, it was a low turnout. But then after that, the moment Indian team came in back into India, and then there was a good turnout. And then towards the end, of course, there was, like, I guess this game against England was a sellout, so was against Australia. So, that's the growth of the audience coming into the stadium. We were all very much privy to that, and it was very heartening sign to see that. It was very much saying that living a dream, where people are walking into a stadium to watching a women's cricket game, irrespective of what the price of the ticket is. It was not about the price, it was about the time and the interest of the audience to come to the stadium to witness a game of cricket. So that was great. Now I think the fact that WPL again will be happening in Mumbai, so yeah, we do expect a good crowd to turn up. For how many matches throughout the tournament? That definitely a question mark. But yes, largely you would want that people should come.
You have seen it all, the rise of women's cricket, from playing in empty stadiums to witnessing India lift the World Cup. So how do you describe this rise?
It's been very nice. The moment we say growth, we obviously think about how many steps ahead. Like if you're climbing a ladder, so you start from the bottom, then you take a step each. I'll say, if I have to explain the growth of the women's game, and it's a long ladder, not that it's finished, not that we're on top of it, but it's those small steps every day that the sport has taken from over the last 40 years to where it has reached today. In fact, now closer to 50 years to where it has reached today. So it's an each step which has been taken. And the last few steps that the Indian team has taken is obviously those strides, those steps have increased because of the World Cup win. But it's always been very nice. So yeah, I've been to a stadium where there's not been a single person. I've been to a stadium where there's been a half stadium full, even when I've been playing, or to now as a broadcaster, the packed stadium where people are actually saying, "Ticket hai kya? Can you arrange a ticket?" I mean, I never, that this is the kind of statement that we actually thought usually happens in the men's game, and when people call us, "Are," they're using words which I, of course, I wouldn't want to use, but like, please, 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 kuch kar do. I mean, that was like such a nice statement to come in a women cricketer's direction and saying, "Can you organize a ticket?" So that's absolutely a growth, which is very good. And I don't say this again, repeating. It's not the price of the ticket; it's the time that the person invests in coming to the stadium and watching the sport.
How much of a role do you think WPL has played in India's World Cup triumph?
Massive growth. I think the fact that the sport has gained eyeballs is because now, of course, they can witness good cricket on television. So I will not say that men's cricket and women's cricket is in the same breath, no, but people have been used to watching a style of play of men's cricket. So when they come and watch a women's game, they expect that the style will be same. But if it's not same, then the difference is identified very quickly. But if those differences are reducing and India as a nation is winning, then those small steps or small differences can be nullified or negated or ignored. But because the women's game has improved, with WPL constantly challenging as an individual, challenging yourself against a better opposition, a better opponent inside the dressing room and outside the dressing room, has obviously elevated everyone's game, and also identified that it's not that you can rest on your laurels, because every day the competition is going to be coming hard at you. So small things which go on in making a quality cricketer has helped. In totality, it's helped the team, and the belief that this Indian team had in coming out victorious after having lost those 3 games in the World Cup, that they can come out and chase a target ahead in front of Australia, is every step that these players have taken over the last, let's say, 5 or 6 years or 7 years, or even before that, has contributed towards that belief.
Talking about the WPL, Mumbai Indians have won 2 of the 3 seasons so far, and their squad saw the least change among all 5 teams at the recent auctions. So, do you think they can successfully defend their title this year? Are they still the team to beat?
Yeah, they're always a team to beat, because they have their system very organized. They know, not that others don't, but they are a very well-oiled machine. They know exactly what is to be done, how it is to be done. And I say that for the Mumbai Indians is because they run a men's team also in India, outside India, which has also become champions in India and outside India. So they know exactly how things function successfully. So that's a proper system. Then when you look at that team also, I mean, like quality players like Hayley Matthews, Nat Brunt, Amelia Kerr, of course, our captain Harman is there. But you look at those quality players out there, and they're match winners. Individually they're match winners. They're all rounders and they're match winners. So yes, they have the same core. Their 11 is already ready to play. But very interesting people who have been taken onto the team this season, who are obviously don't have those names as big as these international stars. I've been told that keep your eye out for these cricketers, because they are the ones which will be the most talked about players in this upcoming season of the WPL. So I'm excited to see them. So yes, Mumbai Indians remains the team to beat, but somewhere I feel on paper UP Warriors is looking a very strong team on paper, but cricket is not played on paper.
Royal Challengers Bangalore are the only other team to have won the WPL, and they have suffered an early setback with Perry not being part of the squad. So, how big of a blow is this for RCB, and how much do you think it will affect their campaign?
It's a massive blow. It's a big blow. She's again a match winner, Elise Perry, and her not being there again in those, I say 3 departments. People say because she's not bowling regularly, so they say 2 departments. I said, doesn't matter. Even if somebody can turn her arm over, I still remember the 2024 campaign, 3 games back to back, outstanding performances, and there RCB was winning the title, coming from an eliminator to holding the title in their hands. So that was an Elise Perry show, very much. So I guess even if she's not there in those 2 departments, that's a massive blow. And the experience of an Australian also comes into play. So all these things do contribute, not in the best way for RCB, but here lies the opportunity for others to maybe stand up and stand counted. You can't replace the skill and the experience of Elise Perry with any player, but at the end of the day, you have to find probably another 2 players to fit in the role that Elise Perry does. So they will find that. They've relied largely on their Indian talent, especially in their bowling department. Their coach is very happy. He says that we've picked the best bowlers. So fair enough. You've picked the best bowlers that are available. They do have an Indian bowling lineup, and they rely on that. And they feel if these players can deliver the goods for the team, why not? At the end of the day, they've also won a title of the WPL, so you can't count them out of the championship.
Another notable absentee is Delhi Capitals' Annabel Sutherland, who has been replaced by Australian leg spinner Alana King. So, what do you think of that replacement?
Alana, I feel Alana King is a quality bowler, and I've always felt that it's very difficult because she plays for the Australian team, so it's so difficult to put both Georgia Wareham and Alana King in that lineup with Ash Carter and other bowlers of the Australian team. But I guess it's somewhere down the line. I won't say that Annabel Sutherland will not be missed, because again she's a quality all-rounder. But with Alana King there, they've got another quality bowler. So somewhere if they can manage to get her also in, again it's a challenge, because Annabel Sutherland would walk into the playing 11. Here, Alana King can also walk into the playing 11, but they'll have to sacrifice one odd batter, which is right at the top, because there is a Marizan Cup also there. There is a Lizelle Lee also there. So they'll have to sacrifice one of the batters in their lineup. But yeah, it will be interesting. I think it's a good addition for the Capitals to have in Alana King.
Talking about the Delhi Capitals, Jemima Rodriguez has big shoes to fill. Replacing someone like Meg Lanning is never going to be easy. So do you think she's ready for it?
I hope so. She's the only one who can answer that question whether she's ready for the challenge. I think no player is always ready for a challenge like captaincy or for captaincy until unless you are interested with that task. So only when you are given that role, when you start doing that role, then you start understanding your own self in a different role altogether. There's no learning to it. You can prepare, you can understand, you can do all the theoretical challenge tasks at hand, but when the challenge of being practically on the ground doing that job comes, that's the time when you understand more about yourself, that how am I handling the situation, because I'm not just a captain, I'm a batter, and I'm not just a batter, I'm a fielder, and I'm also a leader. So there are various roles that you come out as a player, as an individual, and it's for that individual to figure out their winning mantra from this situation.
Do you think it's finally the year that Meg Lanning could finally break the jinx and win the WPL?
If I can understand Meg Lanning as again a match winner and a World Cup winner, she would be itching to getting that those hands on that trophy. And the moment she comes out in a different color, now a very familiar color for her, yellow, uh, I'm sure she'll be a player. She's already a player of great repute and has immense skill as well. But yes, it will not be an easy thing for her to not. It will not be that simple for any of the other teams to taking that trophy away from her, because she is going to make sure that she and her team are vying for that.
And it will be quite interesting to see Meg Lanning and Deepti Sharma together.
Yeah, I mean, it will be interesting because look, again, Deepti Sharma has reached a level of player of the tournament. It's not easy now. And I asked her, I said, now you believe you're a match winner? She said, I already knew that. I said, but now do you believe you're a match winner, all rounder in true sense? Is yeah, with this trophy, I know that. So which is nice to see. The players actually, we all do. We still do. We doubt our abilities, we doubt our skill. But the moment that a reward comes our way, that those doubts start to wither away. So for Deepti, I was very happy that she performed the way she did, and now I think she will only learn and she'll only become better cricketer. It's not about captaincy always; it's also about how much you're able to evolve with the people that you have around you. So it's good that Meg Lanning will be there, and not only Deepti. I think Kranti Gaud will be immensely will have that pleasure of exchanging notes in that common language that they can have, and and learn from her, because it's great to have Meg Lanning around in that change room and traveling with you and talking cricket.
Before we let you go, I'm going to put you in the spot. What are your predictions for this WPL season? Who do you think is going to win the titles, and which players should fans keep an eye on?
So if UP Warriors, with this sort of a team on paper, is not able to make an impact, they should feel very hard done by their own selves and by their own players, because that's the kind of a team on paper that they have at this point of time. With one, I will say, it's just a small weak link in that wicket keeping department. They don't have that strength there. Other than that, I'll just say that in this tournament, whichever franchise goes on to lift the title is one thing. But what I'm actually looking forward to is the scores that these teams will be putting up and chasing down. That bar from say 120s to 150 was reached from season 1 to season 3. I'll say getting closer to that 160, 170 mark. On more occasions, more than 160. If that can happen on a more consistent basis in this WPL, that will be a big, big, big shift and a growth of the women's game in the T20 format as well.
Thank you so much, Anjum Chopra, for joining us here on WION. It's been a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.